uh, I see this little magician's trick that these there's certain peoples that are adepts at milking the snake oil. I mean, these are experts at extracting that oil out of the snakes and then selling it to people as like the fix all cure. Basically, I mean, these are basically that's 9 out of 10 magicians all use Crest toothpaste with fluoride, and 9 out of 10 eugenicists say fluoride's good for your it's good for your brain. That's milk in the snake oil. In other words, and I mean, our whole society is run off snake oil, like straight up. I mean, literally quackery, snake oil quackery, like straight up milking the snake. Like, hey, you need to stop. If you milk that any longer, you're gonna be playing with it. You'll be playing with yourself, basically. Uh, and let me see some high level snake oilers. Like listen, climate change. That's a high level, like Agenda 21 globalization, unification over eco terrorism or eco fascism, which means complete control over the ecosystem because it's problem reaction solution because they're using weather modification freaking devices, dude. There's a movie I just watched with Luke Perry in it that he was a pilot or he was some scientist with this. They basically pulled a freaking big vortex engine from a plane on a long string. And this shit's blowing my freaking mind because I keep seeing all this strange fucking weather shit. And it was like, man, it's also in the Illuminati cards. International Weather Agency, I think it's called. Let me think here. But anyway, see, that's milking the snake oil. I mean, that's really milking it. You know what I'm saying? If they was milking cows, it'd be the male cow, basically, that they'd be milking. And the climate change agenda 21. I mean, even though, listen, see, it's like these motherfuckers. Look, the greedy ass corporatists, the law of the sea, Black's Law Book, Maritime Amnesty Law, mumbo freaking jumbo, double law, double standards, double speech, two laws, two kings, man, fucking white pope, black pope, schematic, overboss, underboss, fucking it's just clever, man. It's just based on it's really based on your faith. Kind of like I heard someone say, like the money is it's your faith in the money is all the money is worth because it's worth something to you for some reason, and you hold this faith that it's actually worth something. Milking the snake oil. I mean, they're dangling the snake oil right in your face. You know what I'm saying? They're splashing you, uh, all the time, dude. Just like with this whole elections, like elections aren't rigged, dude. I mean, look, I was actually gonna vote for Al Gore back in the day, and that election was rigged. But anyway, this ends up being the climate hustle. Uh, one of the master magicians of the Green Death Police, global taxation force, for uh, it's basically like this is the PR for the NWO, dude. That's all it is, dude. It is PR. They're PR people, man. Like the dude who made propaganda and advertisement is the same. It's all the same shit. War propaganda and advertisement is the same freaking thing. And now that they use advertisement as a way to spy into your house. Like fucking things always listening. You say, like I said, 9 out of 10 magicians use Crest toothpaste. Listen, it just heard Crest. It's sending it back to the database frame, and it's going Crest and watch toothpaste advertisement will pop up on my Facebook later. You know what I'm saying? I'm not milking you for no snake oil here, brother. Because listen, in order to be a snake oil milker, you gotta be doing it to get paid. See, that's the thing. the magicians won't curse no one for you unless you pay them something. You know what I'm saying? In other words, and that's another thing. It's like, look, there's a dude named the Bible dude. His name's Balaam. He would prophesy for one people legit, and the other people he'd prophesy anything. He'd say whatever they wanted him to say. He'd say it just, and they'd pay him for it. So he had a double standard. You know, he had the gift of God, but then he kind of dabbled a little bit in the snake oil manship. And you know, it's you know, those things do happen because look, see, the greatest of power really is to be able to turn it down. Like if someone said, "Hey man, I'll make you the king of the freaking world right now. This is all you got to do. Sign right here, right now. You won the free sweepstakes. You get to become the king of the world for this long." But whoever you submit who do you have to submit yourself to become that is the question there. It's like to be able to turn that down is real power. Not to take it and wield it and then conquer the world and be the champion with statues of you and you know and other things, monuments dedicated to you just around the freaking planet. Because you don't understand the meaning of life. Because it's like that's very selfish. You believe that everyone is there to serve you, and where did you get this belief from? And it's like just because you make to milk the snake oil is very profitable, man. I mean, look, the prosperity gospel, 501c3 clergy response team, mainstream, lamestream, churchianity crowd. That's snake oil, baby. You could light that snake oil on fire. I mean, that's some oily snaking. Them are some slippery, slidey, oily snakes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that, man. It's like, listen, Moses' wife was an Ethiopian. Can an Ethiopian change his skin? Can a leopard change its spots? I mean, shit like that. I mean, that's just, that's a game changer right there, dude. And that ain't even snake oil. That makes the snake oil, look, it's just like, the magician mockers, the dudes who stand in the crowd and like, look, there's there's an assistant under a false floorboard there, letting the person down when he lets down the thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or it's like, it's almost like dogs with super sensitive hearing, right? Like the dog, like people when they go to see the Wizard of Oz, they're all like mystified and they're looking at the image of the wizard. But the dog might see that image, but it would know the wizard was still there when the people wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I see the snake oil. I see who's sipping on snake oil and who's slipping and tripping on snake oil. I can see who's sipping it and slipping it, but who's selling it and telling it. You know what I'm saying? There's another key factor there. It's like, look, man, it's cause and effect. It's never just one thing, dude. It's the forest and the trees. So, that's it. Snake oil's no different. The thing about snake oiling too is that there's a lot of truth in it, and like, look, like seriously, something like, let's just go to real snake oil for a second here, not just metaphorical snake oil and terminological snake oiling, but like old holistic medicine. And that's one of the reasons why they'll call you snake oil, is because actually the Rockefellers are the kings, the king architects of vaccination by force type of eugenicist, Margaret Sanger, depopulation of Africa, sustainable development type crowd. That's like the Huxley Berkeley 1963 seminar. Shit like that, man. I mean, so snake oil can be real, but most of the time it's charlatans. That's the thing about it, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. I'll say that as well. So everything, just because it sounds like it came from Mr. Snake Oil, it might not. It might have came from Mr. It might have been wise words from the medicine man. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the snake oil, you know, the trickster in his bag of tricks. You know what I'm saying? You can see in the fruit of it. That's the thing too. Uh, you know, snake oil begets the appetite for more snake oil. So you know what I'm saying? If people wasn't buying what they was selling, these magicians and snake oilers would just I don't know what they would do. They'd have to become lawyers or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there'd be a lot of there's a lot of ties. A lot of these churches wouldn't be getting these. You know that. You know, it's like, look, snake oil really does, man. Look, literally. I mean, it's that's not a joke. Like people really, uh, it's like that snake oil, man. It's like to tell you what, itching ears, tickling the itching ears. Uh, or you know, like they used to in, you know, like the Pope used to like tell the Pope himself would say, "Hey, you'll kill these people over here, take Jerusalem. I will make sure your soul goes to God, to heaven." That's masterful snake oilery right there. Because he's using God's name to make a man do a deed which he feels he's atoning for his soul, which is a good thing that a man would want to atone for the sins that we commit. You know what I'm saying? And not only your own, but like if you look at the sins of your fathers and your fathers' fathers and go all the way back to the beginning of time, there's been a lot of sin and just bad, unnecessary shit. And you see how you see how things should be, and you look how they are and how sad that is, and I have to walk around with that. Now that you know what I'm saying, it's like ain't no snake oil gonna cure that, right there, buddy. Uh, you know, truth. It will set you free, man. You know, but you're gonna find out, man, that you're loose in a big freaking like Matrix type situation for real. Terminatrix, which is like smash the Matrix with the Terminator, and you kind of got the Terminatrix. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of like AI facilitated uh, breakaway society type situation. I mean, and that's not snake oil there. I mean, even though in the beginning the snake oilers are the ones who had this wet dream about this freaking utopia where they can just give you a pill and make all your cares go away and you'll just keep working basically, and they won't have to beat you with the clubs to get you to work. They can just trick you. Uh, you know, I mean, that's snake oil. This whole that Imagine John Lennon song where he's like, that song used to mean something else, but now you look at it, it's like, wait a second, this is dude's prophecy. He's prophesying that new world order. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but if you listen, you can't discern that until you listen to the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Or if you discern the lyrics of it, he's a prophet of the NWO ski. That can go ski. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, see, you know that, see that snake, they use that snake oil, man. When you put it up like this in the bottle right up against the sun, it'll look like 1,000 points of that. So it'll look like it's something really better than it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. These PR snake oilers know how to make things look better than they are for some, or worth more than they are, or they do more than they do. It's just advertisement, man. It's just PR fucking advertisement, straight up propagandists. I mean, look, really, Ministry of Truth like type mindset, like mind over matter. Like they got these books where positive thinking and you can will whatever you want into existence. Well, what if you teach a person who has bad passions and ill desires these techniques? You know what I'm saying? See, they don't. They want to unlock a can of worms, man, and then dodge responsibility for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There should be a disclaimer on there. And no, you should, for the people that for all the magicians that you're freaking teaching to fucking fuck with other people, you are responsible. And look, some of that evil deeds that reap what you sow is coming back and on you, but tenfold. Just like when you do good, you'll get it back in heaven tenfold. Well, when you do this type shit, it'll come back to you at some time. exponential.